After 2 races here at the Northern Conference Finals, we are all tied up at 3 going into the first of 2 female echoes. These ladies are off. Krisman in the blue for the Brigade and Roran Scott in the green for the Sharks, opening up with 30 kettlebell squat snatches. Using one arm, they can switch whenever they like. They need to catch it in a squat and fully stand up for that rep to be counted towards the 30. These ladies are moving smooth through these kettlebell snatches, all tied up with between the 2 biggest rivals in this Northern Conference. It seems every year it's the Sharks and the Brigade, and the Sharks need to find a way to come out victorious. Never have they beaten the Brigade. They're looking to do that here, finally, once and for all. Kendall Likes now having some trouble with that squat snatch. She's going to pass it back off to Krisman in the blue, while Leila Elaty, the Sharks captain, looking smooth on those kettlebell squat snatches. Rachel Miola behind her, waiting to see if she's going to need to help her out. Elaty looking strong again. Krisman looking strong again. Who's going to be the first team? On to the next element, which is some freestanding handstand push-ups at a deficit. Again, all tied up at 3. The victor of this race, of each race, will get 2 points. The loser, as long as they finish the race, will get 1 point. DNFs will be costly. We've seen some DNFs before between some of the teams, and it seems hard to come back from. We'll have to wait and see what happens in this race. Things will get tricky, not on this element, but on the following element, the medicine ball muscle ups right now. Elaty looking smooth, looking strong. Once again on those deficit freestanding handstand push-ups. Onto the floor is Erin Jauk for the Sharks. Starting off on those handstand push-ups, first you had Jessica Schwartz, now it's Hansen in the blue for the Brigade. As these teams are looking strong, Roran Scott back onto the grid for the Sharks. They're looking to widen their lead. Can they get to those muscle-ups first and just try to open up the league? The Brigade have a strong set of female gymnastic bodyweight specialists, so that's where they're going to succeed in this race. Can Roran Scott open up the doors and continue moving forward for these Lady Sharks? Scott on the rings in the green, Hansen on the rings in the blue. Looking at 15 ring muscle-ups weighted, 10. With that medicine ball in between the legs. Again, the weight obviously making things a little bit more challenging, but also you're going to have to hold that medicine ball in between the legs the entire time. If that medicine ball were to fall at any time, that repetition will not count. And if you have to switch it out, it's just going to take more and more time. And again, on the grid, time is money. Schwartz with some trouble on the rings. Roran Scott looking strong, but she's asking for some help. She's asking for help, whether it's to put the ball back in between the legs. And Alexis Dempsey, someone you don't see often. I know there was a roster change where that might be hindering the Sharks right now, but Alexis Dempsey, someone you don't usually see on the rings doing bodyweight stuff on the grid, now onto the floor for the Sharks. Can she put the team on her back? Can she get some repetitions in? All while the Brigade and Dekrey right now working on those clusters with that barbell, cleaning it into a squat, right into a thruster, getting it overhead. Krisman on the floor now for Brigade, looking to help out Dekrey. They have a wide lead. Looks like they just got to keep moving smooth, no faults, and they might cross that finish line first, get themselves that 2 point. Dempsey to stay on the floor for the Sharks in green as she's working on those clusters. Elaty going to switch out. Nick Habich coming down to coach on his ladies, the head coach for the Sharks. Looks like Rachel Miola now on the floor for the Sharks, and Dekrey making easy work of that barbell. And it looks like the Tampa Bay Brigade will retake the lead here on the first female Echoes. As Dekrey crosses the finish line, they'll get their 2 points, and they'll take a 2-point lead going into the female Echo number 2. Time is winding down. Can the Sharks finish it underneath that cap? And they can't. The Sharks can't quite finish it, and they will DNF on the first Echo. They'll have 45 seconds to regroup, decide to change a strategy or keep it the same. It was those muscle-ups that gave them some trouble. Here we go, going into the second female Echoes. 45 seconds to recover, recoup, regroup, and let's see what happens. Let's see what changes here on female Echo number 2. And these ladies are off back to work, running through the same exact race. Again, the elements do not change. The strategy might, as you see the strategy did for the Sharks in green, as they started with Roran Scott on the first echo, now starting with Leila Elaty on the second echo in the green. Krisman started the first one. She started the second one. She was the strongest one of the two between her and Kendall Likes on those kettlebell squat snatches. She's looking smooth again on those. It seems like she just has this rhythm with it, where she just catches it clean, can stand it up strong, and she makes the most of each rep, not wasting any reps on that element. Roran Scott now back onto the floor, onto those kettlebell squat snatches for the ladies in green. Again, Brigade took a 2-point lead. It was all tied up going into that first echo. 2-point lead because they won that first echo race, and the Sharks weren't able to finish underneath that cap, meaning they did not get a point, meaning that puts them 1 point now, 1 extra point behind the Brigade. Looking to play catch up here. If they get that win and the Brigade do finish, they can go ahead and put themselves just 1 point behind now. I don't see it likely that the Brigade do not finish this race. Let's see if the Sharks can pick it back up. They had some trouble on those ring muscle-ups, a weighted medicine ball ring muscle-ups. Before that, they're going to have to go back to the deficit freestanding handstand push-ups, which didn't give them too much trouble, as Elaty and Scott did most of the grunt work on that element. Rachel Miola right now finishing up those kettlebell squat snatches. Both teams finish up around the same part. Looks like you have Jessica Schwartz again starting up those handstand push-ups in blue for the Brigade. First Elaty, now Scott in the green onto those freestanding handstand push-ups. Hansen now replacing Schwartz for the blue Brigade. Looks like Erin Jauk back onto the handstand push-ups. Again, my mistake. She was a big part of those handstand push-ups as well. She is flying through those handstand push-ups, just a little bit faster than Hansen, but again, not fast enough, as Jessica Schwartz now opens up the muscle-ups. She had some trouble on that first race. Looking smooth here. 3 reps in for the Tampa Bay Brigade. She loses that medicine ball. Is she going to go back up? No, Hansen's going to go ahead and replace her. Now, after 3 muscle-ups, Roran Scott loses that medicine ball. She was looking so strong on those medicine ball muscle-ups. She loses it as Jauk puts that medicine ball back in place. Hand is up already. Hansen, I believe she might have done all the next 7. I think she did 7 of those muscle-ups as she puts the Brigade in a lead, as Jessica Schwartz starts it back up on those clusters. I believe it's Kim Dekrey coming back onto the floor. Can't quite see. Yes, I think it's Kim Dekrey. Erin Jauk now onto the rings for the Sharks as Dekrey picks up her reps. Schwartz did a few of those. Dekrey, a weightlifting specialist, strength specialist on this Brigade team. Again, looking strong as Krisman comes in. She helped out Dekrey a little bit on that first echo. She's going to do it again. And Alexis Dempsey going to have to help out Jauk with that medicine ball, putting it between the legs. They got 1 more repetition remaining. Again, time is precious here. It looks like we got about just coming up on a minute left to get those clusters, and it's just easy work right now. All the Brigade have to do is continue working. No unnecessary faults, no unnecessary mistakes, and they'll take their 2 points. They'll take a 3-point lead, possibly even a 4-point lead after 4 races. A few more reps remaining for the Brigade. It looks like 2 is up on that Brigade judge as the Sharks work and chip away on those clusters. Leila Elaty working in the green, and Kim Dekrey, Jessica Crimson, crossing the finish line for the Brigade. They'll take their 2 points and a 3-point, possibly a 4-point lead. You see Ryan Moore making his way down to the finish line to congratulate his